Welcome back to Wildcat Week. The Indiana Wesleyan University cheer team competed in its first two competitions of the 2018 season. They took second place in their home competition and third place in an invitational at St. Francis University. And we want to join them right now to talk to us about the cheer teams and their success. It's Adam Smith and Hannah Guy. And how did it go? Who wants to open up and say second place, not too shabby?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. It was really cool to have our first ever home competition last Thursday, and so that was a huge honor to have a cheer competition here. And we were pretty happy with our performance so far, so we're excited to see what the rest of the season holds.
Hannah, you're a sophomore. Is it all new to you, or is second year coming in and working with this, you're starting to get a feel for what it means to be part of this team?
Yeah, even though I'm just a sophomore, I would say that we have a pretty young team, so majority of us are freshmen. So Adam, we have two seniors, and then we have like a group of sophomores, and this group of sophomores has kind of had to rise up in like a leadership position. So we've kind of been all just trying to take care of each other.
I'll call this the modern cheerleading age, not being an expert on the subject, but with modern cheerleading and the kinds of things you have to do in for competition, take us through what it really takes to get something competition ready. You have the small things you do, the timeouts, and people see those and they clap, but to put that into an extended routine, both of you tell me how elaborate that process is.
You want to start us off?
Yeah, so it's actually pretty extensive. We're kind of like a year-round sport. So our choreography for this routine that we're going to be throwing this semester actually happened the first weekend of October. And so this is something that we've been kind of working throughout the entire year. And it takes a lot of skill because when we're throwing it, it's only 2 minutes, but it's a lot jam-packed into those 2 minutes. And so it takes the entire year to work on everything, to hit it consistently, and to hit it well and make sure we execute well.
And the guys have to do a lot of lifting.
That's right.
And I mean actual lifting of people. We see that kind of stuff. What kind of shape do you guys have to stay in?
Yeah, I mean, we used to do 6 a.m. workouts along with the basketball team. Obviously not with them in their practice. We had our own practice, but 6 a.m. workouts, getting a lot of aerobic exercises and working on our cardiovascular system. You have to be in really good shape, especially if you're doing flips, tumbling, we're lifting girls specifically for the guys. For those 2 minutes, you're really selling out, so you have to be in really good shape to do that. So.
Anna, how high do you have to go?
Well, it just kind of depends on how high they want to throw you, so.
Well, what have you learned as you've grown with this? I assume you all did some of this in high school, but college is a very different level. What have you learned in terms of development?
Yeah, the transition from high school to collegiate cheer is it's pretty difficult. So I was super blessed to have a great team around me and great coaches to help me with that transition.
And then how many times do you work the routine out? And
yeah.
how many falls do we not see? And
oh, man.
safety and security. That's the inside story.
Yeah, that's our number one priority, is to keep our teammates safe and to look out for each other. So we do a pretty good job of that. But naturally, injuries will happen. But that's just part of the adversity that comes our way during the season. But we throw it a lot. A lot of people don't see just the amount of times that we throw full outs and we prepare for competitions. Our national tournament's going to be the week of spring break, so the first full week of March. And so we have that time to kind of gear up and prepare ourselves well for that time.
It's getting ready to be the Olympic season, and I always think, whether it's winter or summer Olympics, that we see the perfection. But I want to see the many falls, and when I see anything that involves tumbling or high vertical activity, I think, what do you have to do to work up to that? Something like a high fall or a high pyramid or something that you're working with, Hannah. I mean, what risks do you have to take to kind of work up to that? How does that staggered?
Yeah, so I think that it all starts out with trusting your teammates. Your coaches won't ask you to do something that they know that you can't do. So with cheerleading, you just kind of have to take it like step by step by step by step and level by level by level by level. And at the collegiate level, you're taking a lot more risks, so that requires a lot more trust out of your teammates.
Where do you hope this goes next?
Yeah, well, we'll have our regional competition at the end of February, and if we place in the top 12 in the nation, then we'll qualify for nationals. And so right now we're just focusing on our routine, hoping that it all goes well smoothly, and then at regionals we eventually qualify for nationals, and we get to travel to Oklahoma City for that.
With television, we're always busy doing other things at halftime, and some people are as well. Is there a chance for you to showcase the whole routine coming up, or have you done that already at a game?
Right, so we're working tentatively with the athletic department with that, but ideally at a halftime of the routine, we also have double headers for guys and girls on Saturdays. So we'll also work on trying to do one maybe in between games or in between halftime to where we can show the fans of IWU what we're capable of and what we're going to throw for nationals.
Hannah, how long is that whole routine?
So the routine is 2 minutes and 15 seconds long.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how much energy? Do you have any guess what kind of energy is put in just to that?
I mean, yeah, it's one thing to throw each skill consecutively, but it's another thing to jam pack it into 2 minutes and 15 seconds because you have dance, jumps, tumblings, we have our mounts, we have group stunt, we have co-ed, and it just goes by really fast.
Well, like you said, it's choreography.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have, I know when you talk about gymnastics or things like that, you sort of have certain elements you're expected to do. We hear lots of things around the Olympics time about degrees of difficulty. Is that true too? You're expected to do certain things with a certain number of people, or is it open?
Yeah, so it's kind of open. We have 3 judges for competitions, and so they judge us. We hand them a sheet of all the things that we're going to be doing through our routine. And as they look through our routine, they're going to be judging us on our execution level, but then also the difficulty level as that as well.
Final word, Hannah. No fear?
Oh, yeah, there's no room for fear on the cheer team, so yeah.
And do you find the fans are responsive? Because, you know, a lot of times they're so into the game and stuff like that, but when they see these kind of difficult things, good response here?
Yeah, for the most part, they're scared because they don't really understand or see exactly what we're doing. And it's a lot of times it's very high or it's very complex skills. And so the crowd sometimes gets scared, but we usually get a good response, and they love to see us at the basketball games.
Oh, good.
It usually goes something like, oh, okay, good.
Yeah. That's it, yep.
They don't see the 6 a.m. workouts. So thanks to both of you, and good luck at Nationals. Thanks for expanding our knowledge of something we don't always get a little piece of, but it's nice to showcase on Wildcat Week. Well, we wish you luck in the best of your next competition as well. As you said, that's coming up when?
Our regional is at the end of February.
Okay, very good. Thanks again. Thanks all we have for you on this episode of Wildcat Week. If you'd like to see more of the show, you can visit our website, WIWUTV.com. That's where you can connect with past episodes and also connect with us online. Again, that's WIWUTV.com. And you can stay connected with all of our local programming by subscribing to our YouTube channel. That's WIWUTV51. And we do look forward to seeing you next week. And for all of us here who've been a part of this show, thanks so much for watching.